Right, workshop update, I guess.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I've been busy and I've been not here a bit and you've been not here a bit and we've not videoed much.
I filmed some turbos.
We're filmed some turbos, that's sure. So this little Series 88 inch is now ready for sale, so we're just going to go and put a few miles on that and do a little video. We've got Triumph TR78s in.
Do what?
78s. They were 7s, now they're 8s.
Ah.
TR78s.
Alright.
It's going to be a thing.
Yeah, keep trying.
And engines. Ollie's always building engines. We haven't looked in there for a little while, so we thought we'd go in. And I think that'll probably do us. There's a P6 behind Steve that we're going to be advertising shortly. We're just doing a bit of a tune-up on the twin carbs on that.
There's a
It's
sneak
not
peek.
V8. Oh, sneaky peek, there you go. We've got some other project work going on in the workshop as well, but we're going to save that for the New Year video. So, yeah, jump straight into it, shall we?
Go on then. Shouldn't we go and film the series?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Alright. Lunch stop, eh?
I figured I'd grab a sandwich, yeah.
Oh, I suppose there's worse ways to go and get lunch.
Just park up in here, it's only 88 inches, it ought to fit in this gap.
I reckon so.
Right, do you want anything?
Yeah, alright, I'll have a sausage roll.
I thought you were going to say no.
No
You
then.
can't go back now, you've got it on film.
I'll see you in a bit then.
See you in a minute.
That's easy to drive then.
Yeah?
Got sausage roll on the go.
Yeah. How's videoing with sausage roll on the go?
Ah, it's easy, mate. When you're a professional like me.
How's your sausage roll?
Lovely.
It's alright, isn't it?
It's better than no sausage roll.
Shall we do this video then?
I reckon so.
Something we need to do first.
What's that?
You'll find out if you watch the video.
Yeah, good one. So we're on the way to take some pictures then, I take it?
Yes, via this lovely petrol station that's going to feed the car. 'Cause now we've fed ourselves, we need to feed the Land Rover.
Are you sure there's room in the filming budget for that, Ian?
No. It's fine, it'll be
Oh,
fine.
well,
Which side is the filler cap on? It's on this side.
I
can
think
see
so.
it.
You'll find out when you get out.
Yeah. There we go.
Alright.
Right, I'll give it some go-go juice and then we'll go-go. Go. Go.
That.
Yeah.
Are we done for stops now?
We're done for stops. We're fueled up. I'm fueled up. You're you're always hungry.
Oh, I'm always hungry.
Yeah. And we're not in one of them.
Yeah, I mean, that is just...
Yeah, we don't like them, do we?
I'd rather point at this thing.
Oh.
Well, actually, not you. I was talking about the car, mate.
Careful. Careful.
People in the comments are going to get ideas.
People will talk. We might encourage them. Okay, so, yeah. It's 1973.
Yes.
You wrote the advert.
1973.
Okay, tell me all about it.
Land Rover Series 3, 88 inch.
Yep.
Station wagon. Now that I'm trying to talk about it, everything has gone out of my head.
Everything's gone out of your head. Obviously, we've done some prep work underneath of this. I think we did the rear boot supports. We've done the floors. Yeah, put these different wheels on it, which you can't see from inside. We're just actually going to head up around the corner here near the airport to take some photos, because I think the only photos we've got at the moment are outside the workshop, aren't they?
They are.
Just so that it's got a bit of a different background to every other photo we've ever taken. Just to do some photos outside the airport, hopefully. Yeah, then go on a little road trip. It's freshly MOT'd. We've just taxed it, which cost all of naught. So we decided to treat ourselves to 12 months, not 6, because obviously this is tax exempt. I don't know, is it MOT exempt?
I'm not sure on the rules,
No,
but it has got an MOT in September 2020.
Yeah, because we are big fans of MOTing a vehicle, whether it's MOT exempt or not, just for everybody's peace of mind. It's nice to know that it would pass an MOT and isn't going to fall to bits. So that's what we've done. I love Series Land Rovers just recently. This year I have really grown to like them, and we might go for quite a long little trip out, Steve.
Oh, you know. Have Land Rover will travel.
Yeah.
I think there's worse ways to spend an afternoon here.
Definitely so. Yeah, so it drives really nice. The gearbox actually is exceptional. You know, you're not fishing for gears at all like like lots of posts sort of comment about Land Rover gearboxes. We've all seen the Fast and Furious post, haven't we, with the
like 16 gears.
yeah, and then the Land Rover one that's like a treasure map. No, this actually, you can select gear really, really easy, don't even have to think about it. There's no crunching from the gearbox whatsoever. The engine pulls really nicely. You see, for a 2 1/4 4-cylinder engine, pulls nicely. Yeah, you know, Series Land Rover, it's very rural obviously. There's not really any creature comforts in here. There's no stereo. Thankfully we didn't bring Workshop Steve with us, otherwise he'd be singing in the back. Yeah, it just ticks all of the Series Land Rover boxes. Obviously it's got a very unique look to it outside. You know, different wheels, bigger wheels, different wheel arches, not an original green colour, but it definitely stands out, it definitely turns heads, it definitely does the job.
Is the one thing we keep saying when we stop is look at it.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, you're now about to.
I am. You're going to kick me out.
I am.
Again. Where do you reckon you're going then?
Huh?
Where do you reckon you're going? Oh, it's back there.
Yeah, we can't stop back there, there's junction. Be very improper.
Like that stopped you before. Just close the door.
Shall I pull away, or have you got more moaning to do?
I can keep going if you like.
Right then, let's get back and see what engine side he's got on build, shall we?
Yeah, why not?
Starting with engines then in this update, we'll just go along and tell you what they're for and everything, and what sort of stage they're at in the build. So this is the engine that we've actually seen photographed on our Facebook page already. This is for our P38 Range Rover, our demo vehicle if you like, nicknamed OFX. So it's a 4.6 short engine. We're now sorting some cylinder heads out for this, and the intake system. Obviously we're sort of doing a little bit of development work and things with this. It's got a new camshaft in to us, which we're going to get some dyno figures from. So follow our Facebook timeline for updates on that. This engine is a 3.5 long engine with carburetor upgrade. This is destined for a Rover SD1. So it's come off of SU carburetor, it's now going on to the Edelbrock 4-barrel. Which if I spin this off, I'll upset Holly because I'll make him put it back on, but also show you the carburetor under there. We didn't pre-plan this, did we, Steve? No. So you're going to have to stall for time.
Fine.
So there we are with the Edelbrock carburetor under there. Comes pre-jetted to the 3.5 engine. Needles and jets are done. You also always do the float bowl heights and droop angle, don't you?
I do.
When you jet them now. We're just waiting for the customer to send his exchange engine in, which is complete, fully dressed, because we'll then use his covers and ancillaries to dress this engine up into a full engine. It's having our full ignition upgrade, which obviously will fit when we've got timing cover to drop the distributor into. So that's that one. Moving along, we've got this 4-litre engine. So this is destined for a dyno test cell, as we've mentioned many times before in our engine section of our update videos. So this will be tortured on a dyno cell in the process of aging catalytic converters. Holly's at the moment just weighing the pistons and rods. We take things just to a bit of a finer degree for those because of the requirements of the engine build for those, and then we've got cylinder heads to go on that, and that'll go out as a long engine. And then this one will actually feature twice in this video, I think, because it's going to be a 3.5, a short engine, so it's quite a straightforward build. So this block has been rebored to +20. It's actually been decked as well. There was just a very slight surface mark on here, so we've actually just decked the block very slightly by a couple of thou, which won't be an issue at all. And new cam bearings installed, full chemically cleaned, new core plugs have been installed, and over here are all the components to make it work. So bead-blasted crankshaft and reground, as with all of our crankshafts. So that's all spot on tolerance-wise for our oversized bearings. I'm guessing it's gone 10-10. Yep, so 10s on the mains and plus 10 thou on the big end bearings as well. Genuine Land Rover rear crank seal and crucifix seals, because the aftermarket ones of these we found out were rubbish years and years and years ago, and we had a couple of issues with an aftermarket one of these that we used to use, and up to that point we had no issues, so we didn't change, but we had a batch where we had a couple that were poor quality and were causing leaks, so we made that switch there and then to genuine. We've not had a problem since. ARP main stud kit, we've explained why before, down to mains bearing cap, which I'll actually flip the block over in a second and explain that. ARP stud kit is already installed on the conrods. Again, the conrods are all blasted, brand new oversized pistons, and obviously it'll all be built up with Graphogen grease, Loctite and Valvoline oil. So yeah, actually thinking about this, let's just spin this block over.
It was all very well planned.
Oh, we plan everything, don't we, Steve? So yeah, ARP main stud kit, because the sidewall contact on these is not great. I don't know if I need to socket here, I can just spin this off, because again, it would have been better to pre-plan this. But we didn't, did we? If I pop this off. As you can see, the difference between this block to your left, Steve, that's a later generation cross-bolted block, so we've got full sidewall contact up here, and we've got a cross-bolt holding that mains cap in position as well. This is a 3.5 block. It's not one of the early blocks. The earlier blocks had even less sidewall contact down here, and less webbing on the valley on the V as well. So if we look at the mains cap and this bolt here, you can see the shank of the bolt tapers up at the end, and actually it's only that bit there, but it's the right size for this cap. So the cap can actually walk along on this bolt should there be any vibrations in the bottom end, which obviously you're hoping there isn't, but the idea of the stud kit is the stud is the correct size for that. And you can see how I can move that bolt around. If I pop the stud kit open, here we go. So this is our stud, which is going to get inserted into the block. You can see that's far sturdier straight away because the shank of the stud is actually the right size for the mains cap, so there's a much better tolerance to fit. Also, obviously, in the bottom end, far better to use brand new components, hence why the big end studs are done as well. I think that concludes this bit, but very shortly for us, because this build won't take very long, but even faster for you, we'll be back here with this completed. So those that follow us will recognise this TR8. It's been in before. It's got one of our 4.6 stage 3 engines in it, which we upgraded to hot wire injection a few years back now. We put an LSD in the back. It's a little rocket ship, this one is. There's still plenty more that could be done, obviously. You can do Merlin cylinder heads, carbon intake, who knows, you know, turbochargers, superchargers.
Why not both?
Why not both? Yeah. Anyway, the reason it's in at the moment is the gearbox has got a few leaks. So this is under our winter discount project. So the gearbox is currently out, which is why the plug leads are out, because the exhaust manifolds have to come off. And it's in over the winter just for us to give once over everything, full tune-up on the engine before it goes out in the spring for the customer to enjoy next year. So no doubt in the new year we'll get some videos of that. We've also pulled one of our other projects in, which we've shelved for a little while, that one. Which again we'll do a video on later. We spend some time on that every now and again, so we're spending some time on that. I think now we ought to pop into the engine building bay again, don't you?
Again?
Yeah, I reckon Holly's probably finished that short, you know.
Yeah, alright then.
Back in the engine building bay then, and Holly has finished the 3.5 short engine already. Obviously, really quick, simple build. Customer's reusing his original cylinder heads, he's checked them over and he's happy with them. We've spoken to him about setting tappet preload, correct torque sequence of the stretch head bolts, etc. You'll note there's a cable tie here with a bag on it. Reason for that is the customer's going to either reuse his original breather port there if he's got the original setup. I haven't actually spoken to him about that yet. However, we are supplying the core plug just in case he isn't using that and needs to blank it off with something nice and suitable. So yeah, that's a little sort of a remember to do this bit. So Piper, what camshaft do we put in here? Let's look at the build spec, which is up on the wall. It's a Piper 270 camshaft. So it's a nice mid-range camshaft with the Cloy's duplex timing chain set, all installed there. Again, customers being supplied with new oil pump gears, the shim kit, all the parts to build this engine up right, really, all the gaskets and bolts, etc. And it looks like Holly's now getting ready for the next engine, which isn't even on a stand yet, which is a 3.9 litre engine. So he's now got the con rods ready for the ARP stud kit to be installed, and the 3.9 rods ready to be, 3.9 pistons, 20 thou oversized because the block's being rebored, yeah, he's now going to assemble them ready for when the block goes on the stand. So that's his next build. Which I'm not actually sure, have I done a build spec for? Yes, I have. So that's going into a Morgan 3.9 with 270 camshaft and stage 1 cylinder heads. I think that will do us in the engine building bay for this video, unless we record a bit more before we edit the video.
We'll soon find out.
Well, everyone else will. We won't know for some time. We've shown this TR8 before. We've not really discussed it much. We're now about to try and progress it a little way. Thinking force induction engine to go alongside my force induction engine wouldn't be a bad idea. So TVR made, we think about 460-ish of these engines. It's a 2 litre Rover V8 engine. So still a V8, still a Rover block, Rover heads and everything, but the pistons actually move 40 millimetres in this engine. So they've seriously de-stroked it. And then they've cast this entire plenum setup for this supercharger. They did this, we believe, to get their TVRs into Italy under the 2 litre tax bracket. We've managed to just about shoehorn it into this TR8. We've never really discussed how or what we've done there, so what we've actually done is we've spaced the subframe down slightly, which we've seen done on other TR8s before. At the moment that's just a temporary mock-up. We've not actually made proper spacers or longer bolts for that yet. So I think we've just got some threaded rod through at the moment, but again, this is just a mock-up. And then our plan for the bonnet really is the TR8s have this centre raised section, so potentially to get over the supercharger wheel and the bulge here, we can raise that centre section up further to allow for that space. That's one idea we've had. Obviously the quick and easy way is a grinder and a bit of perspex, but that just ain't going to look nice, is it?
No, not for this car.
So the engine was set up with hot wire injection system. We found and purchased this engine, and Holly then stripped it down, has been through it, refreshed all the bearings, bolted everything back together with his very close attention to detail. Yeah, so it's running the hot wire injection system, all standard components. So they cast this rear section, or sorry, the inlet section of the supercharger up to house the standard hot wire throttle, idle valve, and the throttle position sensor is down here again, as standard Lucas, running the standard fuel rail and what look like standard injectors, which are obviously going to be quite fine for this because it's a 2 litre engine. So power output, don't really know what they ever quoted for it. I don't think we've ever found a figure there, but standard size injector will do 280, 300 horsepower, so on a V8, so that should be fine. Airflow meter here. We've started working on pipe work to an intercooler at the front. So we started that a little while back, and then this project got shelved and kind of covered over. Thankfully didn't get that dusty because we put cover over it, but yeah, kind of been spurred on a little bit with this because of my own little project at the moment. So we've still got induction pipework to the actual intercooler that we've put on the front to sort out. Obviously it's going to be a custom fuel map. Ignition system is running our magnet plug leads, Bosch coil and a standard distributor. Now normally when you're under boost you do need to retard ignition timing slightly, so what we can actually do there if we need to is employ our dual timing power amplifier, because although it's designed to retard 8 degrees ignition timing when running on petrol on an LPG vehicle, that's actually adjustable, so we can actually maybe run a pressure switch and cause the pressure switch to activate the amplifier and actually retard out, say, 3 or 4 degrees ignition timing or whatever we see on when we're tuning that is required, because we don't want to run into any knock. I guess I would say from factory they just retarded the timing on the Dizzy and didn't have anything controlling ignition timing, but things have moved on from there. We can do a little bit more but retain the functionality of the distributor. Obviously if we wanted to go further we could run mappable ignition, but it's probably a bridge too far for this engine. The gains would probably be negligible for the cost of it, but let's see where this project ends up. I think that finishes this workshop update, doesn't it?
I was going to say, hopefully it ends up on the road rather than in a hedge.
Yeah, drag strip, that's where we really wanted to end up.
That is where we wanted to end up.
Yeah, thanks for following our videos and all we do on Facebook as well throughout the year. Wish everybody a happy new year, and we'll see you in 2020, or as I'm calling it, 2020, the perfect vision year.
Yeah, we'll end it there, I think.
Yeah, go on.